Pardon me just a second while I finish up some copy. And please excuse the busy desk. Gets that way sometimes around the TV station. Done. Hello. You know, one almost famous rapper and poet was heard to say something you high school and middle school students may identify with. From the time you wake up until the time you go to bed, you hear these funny voices rumbling around in your head. Do this or do that, or what should you wear? From the food you want to eat to how you style your hair, you make hundreds of choices every day of your life. Some of them come easy, others can cause you strife. Strife. Well, that may accurately describe the feeling some of you may be experiencing as you are about to make a very significant choice, a decision on whether or not to go to college, and if so, what college to go to. Well, we're going to give you a little help. I'm Don Roberts with Wavy TV 10 here in Hampton Roads, and welcome to our program, Admission to Virginia's Colleges and Universities. If you know you want to go on after finishing high school, you've got a ton of choices. 2-year schools, community colleges, and of course, 4-year institutions. Now, where do you want to go? Somewhere close by or on the other side of the state? Or do you have your mind set on going outside Virginia? Well, of course, one question that could determine all of that is, will you be accepted? And if you are, how are you going to pay for it? Family, scholarships, grants, aid, loans? A lot of questions, but we may have some answers for you. And if not, the information can be found maybe a lot easier than you think. Virginia higher education is strong and vibrant and diverse. And you can find out just about whatever course of study you want to learn about in the setting you prefer here in Virginia. Consider this. What do colorful azaleas, tasty peanuts, sandy beaches, tree-covered mountains, and piles of coal all have in common? Well, they can be found right here in Virginia. As diverse as our natural resources are, equally as diverse are the minds of people who live in and migrate to this great Commonwealth of Virginia. And you'll find the colleges and universities of Virginia are as diverse as the students that attend them. Every student has a different need and a different reason for attending a particular college or university. For the next hour, we'll share with you middle and high school students across the state, an overview of the college decision, application, and admissions processes. So stick around for some good information and fun and answers to your questions, such as why you should go to college in the first place. Students like yourselves will tell about their experiences, why you should choose a college here in Virginia. We'll get an overview of what the Commonwealth has to offer and what it will take. We'll touch on the application and admissions process. So get your pen and paper ready. At the end of this program, we'll list telephone numbers for each college and university featured. And we'll encourage you to call or talk with your guidance counselor or college admissions counselor to get the ball rolling. Now, let's get our ball rolling. Let me introduce you to some friends of mine at Maury and Lake Taylor High Schools.
Thoughts and questions start to unwind.
Time after time, frequently in the mind.
What is it I want to be?
Is college the right place for me?
As I sit back in my chair, start to see
How college
is the key to reality.
Well, college is the beginning of a new world. If you're
Man, woman, boy, girl. If you plan on going to college,
smart choice, because the children are the future.
the next voice,
It's you that's gonna be the next doctor or lawyer.
the next Rockefeller or an employer.
Using your knowledge is the key to success.
Help to achieve and strive to be your best. I remember the days
When I was scared to go,
my grades were bad.
yeah, and the money was low. But like they say, where there's a will, there's a way.
The government helped me in the ways to pay.
I found out college itself
Is the way to expand
for your goals in life.
and the job that you plan.
As I reminisce, get this on how I plan for my education.
Step-by-step process of careful edification.
Well, let's see, which field should I go in?
Politics, medical, and engineering.
Well, electrical engineering was my first
Selection.
but I was weak in circuitry, and that made an
So
exception.
I decided that science was my strongest asset. So the medical field was the one I selected.
So I
Planned.
using careful psychology.
Limited my decisions to a medical technology.
Evaluation was made, and I checked out the occupation.
It was the only one that had the greatest aspiration. The decision process was used to aid
For the job of my future in the which
I get paid.
makes sense.
I'd say it's important for me to get some of everything from college. I want to get the academic training that I need from college while also having a good time and meeting people and enjoying the city where the college is located. So I want to get some of the best of everything probably from colleges.
I decided to go to college because I've been brought up to learn, and I'm brought up to continue my education through college, and I think high school is preparatory for college anyways. And I'm selected Virginia Tech as my college, and I'm applying to Virginia Tech for early decision. I think Virginia Tech's a good college because it's close to home, being in state, and since I'm a Virginia resident, then I can get, it will cost less to go in state than out of state. And Virginia Tech has a really strong engineering program, and that's primarily what I'm interested in.
Hi, my name is Becky Barden. I'm senior president at Maury High School. I need to find a college for me that is going to offer me a school with integrity and moral values, and where I'm going to be able to fulfill all my dreams I want to be a teacher when I get out of college, and I want to be able to find teachers who offer me a good role model, good examples that I can follow. I also want to find a school that I'm going to be able to be my own self, but also be part of the group and get along with everybody, and everybody get along with me.
Hi, my name is Christy White, and I'm a student at Moore High School, and I'm also an excited college-bound student. My reasons for wanting to attend college go back to the way I was brought up. My parents have always emphasized education as a key to success and the key to ultimate advancement. Also, I have ethnic reasons for wanting to attend college because as an African American, I know that it has only been in recent history that blacks have obtained the rights to attend post-secondary institutions. Therefore, it's very important to me and dear to me for that reason. One of the only drawbacks that I might have wanting to attend college is the fact that I do have a brother who's already in college, and that's a financial burden on me as well as my parents. Therefore, I feel that attending school in state, such as UVA, would enable my parents to better be able to put me through college financially. And also, why go away when I have everything I need here at home in Virginia?
Christy has a good point. So let's talk about what Virginia has to offer. First, if you haven't made up your mind about going to a 4-year school, but you know you need the skills, well, you may want to consider a 2-year college, a community college. Virginia's community colleges offer programs in occupational and technical fields, the liberal arts and sciences, general education, continuing adult education, pre-college and pre-technical preparatory programs, and more. There are 23 community colleges spread out over 35 campuses. They are Blue Ridge, Central Virginia, Dabney S. Lancaster, Danville, Eastern Shore, Germanna, J. Sargent Reynolds, John Tyler, Lord Fairfax, Mountain Empire, New River, Northern Virginia, Patrick Henry, Paul D. Camp, Piedmont, Virginia, Rappahannock, Southside, Southwest, Tidewater, Virginia, Virginia Highlands, Virginia Western, Wytheville, and Thomas Nelson. Now let's go to one campus and meet a few people to give you an idea of what the community college experience is like.
I had graduated from high school and went directly to work. And then I started raising a family, and I was more or less stuck in a dead-end job as a secretary at Fort Monroe, and I wanted to do something different. I enjoyed being a secretary, but I just knew I could do more. And so my husband and I talked about it, and I decided that I would attend a community college and just see where I wanted to go. I wasn't sure of what degree I wanted to pursue, and so I went for a year till I made up my mind, and then I selected business administration.
Well, the college offers a variety of classes from automotive to word processing, the humanities, liberal arts, and sciences. So that the programs that are very big right now are in nursing and the medical technologies, the liberal arts and general arts. College transfer has grown about 8% over the past year. So people are finding that they can come to Thomas Nelson for their first 2 years of school at a lower cost. They can live at home, they can work, there's a flexibility of schedule because we're open from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So they can go to school anytime in there and work part-time or full-time, and then transfer to a four-year college or university.
I think we have a variety of reasons. First of all, when we understand a community college is the college for the community, so therefore it is a community-based, and we try to work towards the needs of the community, unique to the industry and business that's there, but also in general, for example, for transferability. I think some important things that people look at are the quality of education, the employment and technical needs that are there, for example, the technical training that we can offer, the transfer training to a four-year school, the excellence of the education and academic process that is at the community college. When the community college system was first set up, it was geared to having a community college within a 45-minute driving time of the majority of the population of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Why did you choose a community college compared to going to a four-year school like ODU or Norfolk State or William & Mary, UVA?
Number one reason is affordability. A community college is much cheaper than going to a four-year institution. Another reason is in a community college, you have a much smaller classroom. You can interact with your fellow students and your teachers, your faculty members, and you just have a closer relationship than you do in a four-year university. And another thing, too, it was convenient. It was closer for me to go here because I live in Hampton. And also, since I didn't know what degree I wanted to settle on later, I decided that since it was cheaper, that I would just go here till I did make up my mind. And then once I got here, I enjoyed it so much, I just stayed with it. Just continued on here.
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't successful in the work world. Well, I did pretty good. It's just that after I spent so much time out there, wasn't too much you can do without any education, any real education anyway. So I turned to a lot of crazy things in the street, and I found out that wasn't what I wanted to do. So a lot of my family and friends encouraged me to go back to school. So that's what I decided to do, try to further my education, do something that's going to help me instead of bring me down. And I tried hard to do everything else, and it didn't work, so I'm trying school again, because that's what I realized I need to do, stay in school, and I can grow and help myself.
Might be for you, but most of you probably have your heart set on a four-year college. So let's take a quick look at the diversity of choices Virginia has to offer. In scenic Dinwiddie and Prince George's counties, about 25 miles south of Richmond, there's Richard Bland College. It's a branch of the College of William & Mary, established in 1960. Richard Bland offers transfer associate degree programs in liberal arts and sciences, business, and other career programs appropriate to a junior college. Students at Richard Bland come from 50 public and private high schools, many of them located within 35 miles of campus, and that makes it easier for common bonds of experience and friendship on campus. Clinch Valley College is located in far southwestern Virginia. It's a co-educational branch campus of the University of Virginia. Clinch Valley provides undergraduate programs in the arts and sciences, as well as select undergraduate professional programs, all characterized by a strong liberal arts program. About 1,400 students now attend Clinch Valley, making for a family-like atmosphere. And the school boasts one of the lowest tuition and fee rates of any of Virginia's public institutions. Christopher Newport University is located in suburban Newport News, midway between Williamsburg and Norfolk. CNU is a comprehensive coeducational urban institution. The academic areas of the university are divided into the College of Arts and Humanities, Business and Economics, Social Science and Professional Studies, and the College of Science and Technology. Student organizations include the honor societies, curriculum clubs, and there are also campus publications and media outlets. CNU is known nationally for its basketball and track and field programs.
What makes William & Mary special, it seems to me, is a combination of three things. It's history, which, if you have spent time here, is real. You feel it when you walk the campus. When you read American history, you see the connection between William & Mary and the development of our country. I think the second thing that makes William & Mary special is the people, the opportunity that individual students have to work with individual faculty members, and the real concern that William & Mary faculty have had and always have had for the welfare of the whole student, not just the development of intellect, but the development of character. The last thing, I think, is William & Mary's scale. This is a place where you can be an individual, where you're respected for your individual qualities, and those individual qualities are nurtured. Can give to its students what I think we must give to our students in light of their exceptional ability is first the intellectual training to take full advantage of the great minds that they have. But second, by our example, by the experiences they have outside the classroom, models to keep in mind for the rest of their lives so that they can realize their full talents and full ability, not only as successful professionals, but as contributors to the good of society at large.
You won't find another undergraduate school that cares so much about its undergraduate program and so much about you as an individual. Some of the activities that I've been a part of have helped me to grow, and I will look back on them fondly, mainly because they've made me the Lene that I am now. I'm a much stronger person.
I have never, ever settled for mediocrity because that's not something that William & Mary provides. They're always challenging you to be your best.
When I leave here, every time I stand up to speak to people, I will hear my econ professor saying, "Don't tell me stories, say what you mean." I will hear my Japanese professor saying, "Speak out in a big voice. We need to hear what you're saying. It's important." And I'll just have the motivation and the confidence that I know what I can do.
Good morning, George Mason University. It's 7:55, and if you have a 7:30 class, you're late. Here's the latest in the official WGMU News.
Atmosphere. I drove through it one day with my cousin from Pennsylvania, so I was visiting. We drove through it, and it was just a very nice atmosphere. Then I came down for orientation, and people even led up to that. You know what I mean? It was just, it's nice.
And as soon as I came to George Mason, everyone just made me feel like I was a big part of a family.
I wanted to come to a really good school that was up and coming and just not stagnant, but that was really coming up in progress.
And also they offered a high education for a reasonable price. I go to Mason because it's a fun school. A lot of people, very interesting people.
I think that since it doesn't really have that many people, but it's still got a really comfortable atmosphere because people get to know each other better and you know more people on campus than you would at a different school.
Well, although it's a relatively small school, it's still making a name for itself.
It's developing into a university that is appreciated by more people nationally than anywhere else in the United States.
We're freshmen here, Kappa Sigma pledges. We're having a great time, and it's really a personal school as far as we're large, but it's not small, but you can get to know people really well.
I like the campus, I like the trees.
The campus itself is beautiful. Just the openness and the greenery and stuff.
I like all the grass, the open space. It's nice outside.
Mason degree is not the goal of a Mason student, but a doorway to lifelong learning. Ability, inquisitiveness, and determination are the tools of a student's trade. A trade crafted by teachers and others committed to the notion of learning as a part of life.
What makes George Mason unique? It's the diversity, not only culturally, that's evident by just looking around on the quad, but also intellectually.
It's a really diverse school. I mean, you got people from everywhere, all backgrounds.
James Madison University. How would you describe the ultimate university? Certainly it would have one of the finest undergraduate academic programs in the country, with outstanding faculty who really care about their students. The hallmark of the ultimate university would be a commitment to excellence, both inside and outside of the classroom. The university's attention to quality would be evident in every aspect of your college life. You would see it in the state-of-the-art equipment and facilities provided for your program of study, in the breadth and diversity of the extracurricular and recreational activities, in the dining service, and in the beauty of the campus. The success of this philosophy would be reflected in the deep pride and enthusiasm of all the students. All of these characteristics describe James Madison University and demonstrate why JMU is rapidly becoming one of the most popular, acclaimed undergraduate institutions in America.
I came to visit Longwood, and I fell in love with the school as soon as I saw it. I loved it. I liked just the whole school being small.
Longwood College has been a symbol of excellence. It's one of the most distinguished public institutions.
One of my dearest kinfolk was one of your most passionately loyal alumni, and I felt I was practically raised on stories of the glories of this beautiful college.
I've just been talking with a scholar researcher who is researching some 35 institutions all around the country. And she said, you know, I really enjoyed being at Longwood because it reminded me a lot of a small, private, highly selective institution. She said, I really didn't expect to find in a public institution the quality of life, the conviviality and the genuine interest of different people, student to student and faculty to student.
I believe that a student really needs a well-rounded background in order to be an effective business person, especially the ability to communicate and to understand other people. And I can think of no better way to get that than a well-rounded general education background.
That's what Longwood has been doing for a long time and doing very well.
An individual receiving a degree in teaching at Longwood College will automatically be certified to teach in a minimum of 33 states throughout the United States. That speaks well for Longwood College. That speaks well for the quality that we're producing here.
We have a fairly large number of students who are undeclared coming in, and they do not know what they want to major in, which seems perfectly reasonable to me. I don't see why an 18-year-old ought to know what he wants to do for the next 50 years. And I really don't. And I think it's important for high school students to know that. And it is important to know that you can have some opportunities to try some things out, even if you think you know what you want to do.
We have a very interesting program for our incoming freshmen. It's called the Longwood Seminar. It's a combination of discussions of what the college is all about, what the liberal arts goals and objectives are, along with practical hints about how to improve your study skills, how to not only survive but succeed in college.
my friends told me about Mary Washington. I came here, toured the campus, and I fell in love.
It's one of the most unique institutions, I think, in the state of Virginia, in that it combines an excellent, challenging academic program with a highly diversified social life.
I was surprised because it is a state-supported school, and it's not all that well known.
The Honor Code had a very big influence on my decision to come to school, and it's really important to have that trust among the students, and they really take in consideration and they really respect you when you abide by the Honor Code.
I was so nervous the first day, but it was a lot easier than I thought to meet people.
Sometimes I walk around this campus and I think, oh my gosh, this is a wonderful place. I mean, it's beautiful to look at. There's a real sense of togetherness, and the new campus block just invites a sense of community among the students and the faculty. It's a congregating place. It's just a wonderfully warm place.
And just stay and hold at the end on the half door.
Different majors are together in the same dorm. People are there as reference people for you to turn to when you need an answer to a question or a problem. But there's always the roommate to talk to, or the guys across the hall, or the girls upstairs.
We've been very fortunate in the coaches that we have hired here at Mary Washington. Their contract is based on being outstanding teachers and outstanding persons in their interaction with the students. Even though we're Division III, we have had teams who have vied for national championships. We have had teams who have won national championships.
Head up. Good job. That's it. Come on. Last one. Come on. Good job. All right.
When they get there and they take the cover off their racket, or they put a stick in their hand, or they get a basketball in their hand, they're ready to give everything they have, just like 2 hours ago they gave everything they had in English class.
State University represents opportunity. The opportunity to achieve a well-rounded quality education. The opportunity to be taught by faculty who not only teach, but who inspire students to learn. The opportunity to interact with eminent scholars who visit the university, sharing their specialized knowledge. The opportunity for opportunities. As the state's largest comprehensive, predominantly black university, with a student enrollment of more than 7,000, Norfolk State offers degrees at the undergraduate and graduate levels. Because of its accredited programs, respected faculty, tuition and fee structure, and prominent alumni, Norfolk State is becoming the institution of choice for many students. The multicultural atmosphere at NSU is reflected in the composition of the faculty and student body. The university, under the leadership of President Harrison B. Wilson, seeks to instill independence, innovation, and resourcefulness in its students. In turn, this helps to develop citizens who are more confident, self-reliant, and prepared for leadership roles. NSU's resources extend throughout the community, state, and nation. For example, exceptionally talented students come to the university each summer for the governor's Magnet School for the Arts. They gain knowledge in different areas of interest and are provided an intensive, purely focused program of study, all in the pursuit of excellence. Norfolk State University offers more than 70 degree programs programs, with classes designed to meet the academic and career needs of students. To complement its academic programs, NSU has an experienced, well-respected faculty. Faculty commitment, as well as individualized attention, combine as a stimulus for student motivation.
We have students studying all over the world. That's a very strong point of emphasis for us, and certainly one that will grow in the future. Because once again, we think that by strong international emphasis, we can really get students ready for the kind of world that they're going to live in. We feel that Old Dominion University is the university of the 21st century. Whether it's a reliance on technology in our research and teaching, whether it's that international emphasis, whether it's instructional telecommunications, whether it is that emphasis on writing, those are the kinds of things that we think are going to really characterize higher education in the future.
Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia is dedicated to enabling the citizens of Hampton Roads, the Commonwealth, and beyond to meet the challenges of the 21st century. Old Dominion University provides students and the community with a global perspective through its academic programs, research, faculty development, and community outreach. To help prepare students for our rapidly changing world, the university encourages diversity, independent thought, and respect for different perspectives and cultures. Old Dominion has a diverse student body of some 17,000 students, including thousands of older students returning to the classroom, and a growing number of national merit scholars. Old Dominion's 16 intercollegiate teams compete on the NCAA Division I level, and the university is a member of the Colonial Athletic Division. Our student athletes graduate at a rate higher than the national average. And since 1975, university athletic teams have won 16 national championships. Old Dominion University, helping students, Hampton Roads, and regions beyond meet the challenges of the 21st century.
In today's rapidly changing world, where you choose to get your college education can make a world of difference. In the state of Virginia, long known for excellence in higher education, one university is responding to today's complex problems in new and different ways. That innovator is Radford University, long committed to helping students grow and succeed in a changing global society. Radford prepares men and women to creatively deal with society's emerging problems. At Radford, we believe that means learning to listen and to communicate. That's why we've created two special programs to teach each student in every major powerful speaking and writing skills. That's also why we've developed a strong general education program to broaden your view of the world in which we live. You'll graduate with a solid background for whatever you choose to do in the future. Recently, Money Magazine recognized Radford as one of the best buys among colleges and universities across the country. In fact, they ranked Radford number 33 in their survey. At Radford, learning is a dialogue with students and faculty interacting, discussing new ideas and information. You'll find the faculty active in teaching, research, and professional activities. But above all, you'll find a faculty who take time for you and your needs. The Distinguished Visiting Professor Program brings further national prominence to Radford. Each year, leaders from business, art, education, and science speak and teach on campus. These lecturers add richness and depth to your academic experience and serve as role models for success. The university's Career Services Center recently reported 95% of Radford's alumni find a job or enter graduate school within 6 months after commencement. Bradford's excellent academic facilities are matched by equally outstanding living, activity, and recreational facilities. Students live in well-maintained residential buildings where professionally trained staff plan programs and activities designed to help you make friends and adjust to college life. To complement our students' classroom experience, Bradford has developed an enrichment program that provides outstanding cultural and intellectual opportunities. On any given night, you might have your choice of attending a lecture, concert, art show, film, or symposium. You also may choose to join one of the 150 special interest, curricular, or social organizations on campus. All these opportunities help develop a sense of community.
This institution of my native state, the hobby of my old age, will be based on the illimitable freedom of the human mind. For here we are not afraid to follow truth wherever it may lead, nor to tolerate any error, so long as reason is left free to combat it.
The University of Virginia was founded by Thomas Jefferson in 1819 as a public institution supported by public funds. From his mountaintop home, Monticello, the author of the Declaration of Independence and third President of the United States, conceived a legacy of far-ranging ideals: freedom, the dignity of the individual, education for a self-governing people. Jefferson envisioned a college located centrally within the state, in Charlottesville, 120 miles from Washington, D.C., 70 miles from Richmond. With 68 original students and a faculty of 8, Jefferson departed from tradition. Instead of training scholars for academia and the clergy, he developed a curriculum of practical affairs, business, reading, morals. This university would train its sons for public service and steep them in America's quest for individual rights and justice for all. Today, the University of Virginia embraces more than 18,000 students, a faculty of 1,700 and 10 schools. From arts and sciences to architecture, from business and commerce to education and engineering, law, medicine, nursing, the university remains dedicated to the illimitable freedom of the human mind. Jefferson's ideals have lasted, and Jefferson's words still clearly ring.
I consider the common plan followed in this country, but not in others, of making one large and expensive building as unfortunately erroneous. It is infinitely better to erect a small and separate lodge for each separate professorship, with only a hall below for his class and 2 chambers above for himself. Joining these lodges by barracks for a certain portion of the students, opening into a covered way to give a dry communication between all the schools. The whole of these arranged around an open square of grass and trees would make it what it should be in fact, an academical village.
From the mountains of the Blue Ridge to Virginia's eastern shore, people from all across the state are coming to Virginia Commonwealth University, an urban institution in the heart of Richmond.
Ours is the responsibility of granting opportunities to as many students as possible. We're diverse in every way, and I think in an urban university we're expected to be that way, and I think that's why a lot of people select VCU as a place to go to school.
Of VCU are especially obvious at the Medical College of Virginia hospitals, which offer every form of contemporary medical services, all available to the community. One of those services is MCVH's Regional Head Trauma Center, ranking among the top in the United States.
We are officially designated as a Class 1 trauma center, which means we have capability for every type of surgical or medical emergency at this hospital. There are specialists in every field of medicine and surgery always available in the hospital. And trauma, particularly head injury, is usually such an emergency that you need to have the capabilities immediately at hand wherever the patient arrives for immediate efficient, timely care.
At VCU, urban spells practical. It's a place where students readily apply their skill through field study, like those in the School of Social Work, who spend their time at social agencies throughout the city.
Well, many of our programs, while they may be geared to bachelor's, master's, and doctoral level, are geared to help with urban problems.
It's the commitment to caring for students and teaching that attracts students to the university.
When I came to VCU to talk to the people here, everyone was incredibly friendly, very supportive, and very interested in me, which at a lot of universities, they treat you as just one of the crowd. And I felt that here at VCU, I was being treated as an individual.
For 150 years, VMI cadets have been waking to reveille and rolling their hay before meeting each day's new challenge. Throughout that century and a half, tradition and history have been kept alive. The principles upon which the Institute was founded still guide its course. And the spirit of the Corps lives in the hearts of generations of VMI men. And today, the mission of the Virginia Military Institute remains the same: to produce educated and honorable men. Of all VMI cadets, and a system by which to live and learn.
The honor code. A cadet will not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. We guard that very jealously. The honor system is very, very serious. There's no mistakes. There's no second chance whatsoever. If you lie, if you cheat, if you steal, you're out. That type of person has no place here.
You can lay $100 bill on the stoop and it will stay there for days because nobody would touch it. The honor system means that much.
This sense of honor, pride, and personal integrity earned as cadets will remain throughout their lives. Generations of VMI men have distinguished themselves in all walks of life. They have quietly established themselves and raised their families as men of exceptional competence and integrity. They pursued their careers and their lives with excellence.
Of higher education, hallowed halls, landscaped grounds, stone, glass, classrooms, laboratories, books, microscopes, computers. These are the things, the objects that make up an institution of higher education. But it takes more. It takes people to make such a place a university. People who provide knowledge, tradition, history, technology, art, science, music, curiosity. People who make this institution, Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, Virginia Tech. A university is more than a place for academic study. It is a window to the world. As a comprehensive land-grant university, Virginia Tech has 3 distinct missions: instruction, research, and public service. Through these windows, the light of Virginia Tech reaches out to illuminate the lives of millions of people.
23,000 students. They come from 50 states and 100 countries, and they bring with them such diversity of experience and culture as to make this university truly a global village. They have all come in search of knowledge. Most will find their life's work, their future, within Tech's 200 undergraduate and graduate degree programs.
If you come into any classroom, you see the whole gamut of students. And I think that's wonderful. I think that is what makes us unique and wonderful to Virginia, because our students are not homogeneous.
I find the Virginia Tech students to be overall highly motivated, bright, willing to work hard. This is not a party school.
The more they get into what they're doing, the more excited they get about it. It's just exciting to work with them.
The students challenge us. They want to know what's real about what you're saying. We can have a theory, but they challenge us to know how can the theory relate to the real world.
Those who remember how it was, and those who appreciate how it still is. They are the link for Virginia State University. Because of them, the tradition continues. The Virginia State tradition was born in 1882. Recognized as America's first fully state-supported four-year institution of higher learning for blacks, Virginia State was established as a multi-purpose co-educational institution. From the beginning, instruction was wide-ranging. The first graduating class was required to take 4 years of Greek and 3 years of Latin, in addition to other basic courses. In 1890, Virginia State was established as one of only 2 land-grant colleges in the state, and charged with the responsibility of providing agricultural extension services to all Virginia communities. Truly a regional university, Virginia State, situated along the Appomattox River, is located at America's crossroads between Washington, D.C. and Atlanta, and today is easily accessible by way of 2 major interstates, rail, and an international airport. Each student arrives on campus with varied academic backgrounds, which also demands individualized assessment. Here, emphasis is on graduating, so clearly Virginia State doesn't recruit freshmen. It recruits alumni. Still, the university's driving desire to promote graduation is laced with flexibility of purpose.
There are many students who attend Virginia State who don't really need the full 4 years, whereas there are others who perhaps would need 6. But what we focus on is that they are adequately prepared once they leave.
Dedicated to preparation, Virginia State provides students with outstanding faculty, facilities, and resources. The campus library, for instance, contains over 200,000 volumes. Instruction is broad-based and ranges from agriculture to astrophysics. And Masters of Science and Masters of Education degrees are offered in 16 programs. Today, over 90% of all full-time faculty members hold at least a master's in their subject area, and 40% hold doctorates. Just as important, though, they have also had experience in the business world outside of campus. But perhaps the cornerstone of Virginia State's tradition is personalized instruction. Here, the student-faculty ratio is 19-1, and the benefits are immeasurable.
So, if you're sold on going to a state college or you want to find out more, listen to what Rick Watson has to say. He's chairman of the guidance department at Maury High School.
Okay, as far as the application process per se, you have a variety of different deadlines that colleges may require. If a student is applying for early admission, the deadlines may be anywhere from November to December. We're finding that a lot of colleges now, because of the competitiveness and the amount of students that are applying to various colleges, are moving their deadlines up. You have some colleges that have what you call a rolling admissions. What that means is that a student can apply throughout the year. But it is very important that students do check the deadlines in terms of what the colleges are requiring. And they can simply do this by going to the library, checking with the various articles that are written on 4-year and 2-year colleges, such as the Peterson Guide to 4-year and 2-year colleges, the data handbook on 4-year colleges, or they can check with the guidance office and see maybe if they have something on their guidance information systems which will let them know what the particular deadlines are. And the reason these deadlines are important is because if they're applying for early admissions, they will would want to take the SATs early. Also, the achievement tests may be required at a certain time. So deadlines are very important in terms of when they need to get the information out to the various colleges. Okay, the decision-making process is one that at times can be very difficult. I think one of the things that students need to consider is, first of all, they need to work closely with their parents, their guidance counselors, and also their teachers. They need to consider, first of all, their career plans. If they're planning on going to a trade school or a two-year college, or maybe a four-year college, will be dependent upon based on what their future career goals are. So it will really depend on which way they're leading, and I think they really need to research and read as much information as they can in terms of what's required for the particular career they would like to pursue. Details in terms of what you need to make sure that you've done when you're applying to various colleges is very important. You need to, first of all, of course, know the deadline of the particular college you're applying to. You need to make sure that all of the required signatures have been placed. Some of them require parental signatures. You also may need a guidance counselor's signature or the principal of your particular school's signature. I would also encourage all of you that are doing applications for college that it would help in terms of neatness that everything can be typed. A lot of times the neatness of an application will be a reflection on a particular student that's applying, and I think that gives an indication of who's applying to the various schools. So I say neatness is very important. Letters of recommendation. If you need letters of recommendation, you need to start early in terms of contacting your various teachers, your employers, or your guidance counselor, because most of those applications will require a guidance counselor's letter of recommendation. If you have to write an essay, you want to start on that early. It would also be helpful to have an English teacher or a writing teacher to double check your essay for spelling or content, and that would also help, because those things are really telling a lot about you, and you need to give the best thing that you can on you when you're applying to the colleges, because there are many times that your letter of your essay and your application will tell them a lot about you. Some schools will allow you to do what they call an interview, but you must remember that the application, your essays, your letter of recommendations, your transcripts will get to the college before your interview. So it's very important that you give the best that you can before that you go in, if you have to go in for an interview. So I would say that the application process is very important.
Hopefully we've got you thinking about staying in Virginia when you go to college. But to seal the deal, here's a final word from the hurrah players.
All these people asking me, what do I want to be?
I don't know what to say. I've got the time.
But not today.
Can't they see?
I got things on my mind. I'm not ready
to put it on the line.
I got time. My heart's still pumping. My feet are jumping.
All these people asking me, what do I want to be? And I say be.
Be what?
Be what I want to be.
Do. Do what? Do what I want to do.
See.
See what?
See what I'd like to be.
Yeah.
You know, it makes me want to shout. How do I know?
And how do I find out?
Are jobs like what I see on TV?
What do I want to be? A doctor or a lawyer. Another science lawyer.
Maybe a private detective.
Or even a mayor who gets elected.
Yeah. Get with the programming.
I'm really jamming. I'll be a writer. An artist. How do I know? What are my choices?
And I say be.
Be what?
Be what I want to be.
Do. Do what? Do what I want to do.
See.
See what?
See what I'd like to be.
All these people asking me when I should be asking them.
What do you do?
Tell me what it's all about.
And how did you find out?
And where did you learn about that? All these people asking me, what do I want to be?
And I say be.
Be what?
Be what I want to be.
Do what I want to do.
See what I'd like to be.
All these people asking me, what do I want to do?
How do I know?
And how do I find out? Sorry.
All right, that's it. Thank you for hanging around for a whole hour. But if you have any more questions, you may want to check in with your guidance counselor or admissions officer at the college you're thinking about. Stick around for a few minutes and jot down the names and phone numbers to the colleges and universities featured in this program.